The Saudi sojourn, big deals and bold statements. Donald Trump, the always outspoken former U.S. president, has been on a whirlwind tour of the Middle East, and as expected, it's been anything but dull. His first stop? Saudi Arabia, a nation long accustomed to extravagant displays of wealth and power. Trump, never one to shy away from a spectacle, seemed right at home amidst the gold-plated palaces and endless deserts. But this trip wasn't just about photo ops with dignitaries and lavish banquets. Oh no, this was about business, about securing those sweet investment deals, and boy did Trump deliver. We're talking billions upon billions of dollars in investments flowing from Saudi coffers into the American economy. It's enough to make your head spin, really. Of course, no Trump trip would be complete without a healthy dose of controversy, and he didn't disappoint on that front either. Trump, known for his penchant for bold pronouncements, didn't hold back, making headlines with his statements about various Middle Eastern nations. He praised some, criticized others, and generally kept everyone guessing about his true intentions. But amidst the glitz and glamour, the deals and the declarations, something unexpected happened. A series of surprising events unfolded, casting a long shadow over Trump's Saudi Arabian soiree. It's enough to make you wonder, did someone forget to tell Trump that reality has a way of crashing even the most carefully orchestrated party? Iranian irateness, Trump's trip sparks outrage. Just as the celebratory aroma of freshly brewed Arabic coffee began to fill the opulent halls of Saudi palaces, a sense of unease was beginning to permeate the air. The grandeur of the setting was in stark contrast to the brewing discontent. A storm was brewing in the east, not of sand and wind, but of political tension and fiery rhetoric. Iran, Saudi Arabia's long-standing rival, was fuming, and the source of their ire was none other than Donald J. Trump. His presence in the region was like a match to dry tinder. Trump, seemingly unable to resist the allure of a good jab, had made some rather pointed remarks about Iran during his Saudi visit. His words were sharp, his tone unmistakably critical. He criticized their nuclear ambitions, painting them as a threat not just to the region, but to the world at large. He lambasted their support of certain groups in the region, groups that many in the West view as destabilizing forces, and generally painted them as the bad guys in the Middle Eastern drama, a narrative that was sure to inflame passions. Now, Iran is no stranger to criticism from the West, but coming from Trump in the heart of Saudi Arabia, it was a particularly bitter pill to swallow. The setting made the sting of his words even sharper. Iranian leaders, from the fiery Ayatollah to the more measured diplomats, erupted in a chorus of condemnation. Their voices were united in their outrage. They accused Trump of warmongering, of trying to destabilize the region, of being, well, Trump. Their accusations were as fierce as they were predictable. The Iranian media, never ones to miss an opportunity to bash the U.S., went into overdrive, portraying Trump's visit as a dangerous provocation. Headlines screamed of impending conflict. The Iranian media, never ones to miss an opportunity to bash the U.S., went into overdrive, portraying Trump's visit as a dangerous provocation. They painted a picture of a reckless leader, stirring the pot in an already volatile region. The timing of Trump's remarks couldn't have been worse. The region was already on edge, with tensions simmering between various factions. Trump's words, instead of calming the waters, had the opposite effect, throwing fuel on an already volatile fire. The streets were filled with angry protesters, their fury ignited by his remarks. It was becoming increasingly clear that Trump's Saudi Arabian adventure was having unintended consequences, rippling far beyond the borders of the kingdom. The political landscape of the Middle East was shifting, and not for the better. Brink's bombshell former ambassador denounces Trump's Ukraine policy. As if the simmering tensions with Iran weren't enough, Trump's Middle East trip faced another unexpected blow, this time coming from a familiar source, a disgruntled former employee. Bridget Brink, the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, chose a rather inopportune moment to air her grievances, unleashing a scathing critique of Trump's Ukraine policy, just as the former president was busy charming Saudi princes. Brink, known for her measured demeanor and diplomatic skills, didn't mince words. She accused Trump of undermining U.S. interests in Ukraine, of prioritizing personal gain over national security, and of cozying up to Putin while alienating a key ally in the region. Her words carried weight not just because of her former position, but also because they echoed the concerns of many within the foreign policy establishment. The timing of Brink's statement, coinciding with Trump's Saudi trip, only amplified its impact. It served as a stark reminder that while Trump might be focused on courting favor in the Middle East, other pressing foreign policy challenges remained unaddressed, if not exacerbated by his actions. The White House, caught off guard by Brink's public rebuke, scrambled to contain the fallout. They dismissed her comments as those of a disgruntled ex-employee, but the damage was done. Brink's words had pierced the carefully constructed narrative of Trump's Middle Eastern triumph, injecting a dose of reality into the carefully curated spectacle. Section 4. A bridge too far Mexican Navy mishap steals the spotlight. Just as the world was trying to process the implications of Iranian outrage and a former ambassador's bombshell, an entirely unrelated event unfolded thousands of miles away, stealing the media spotlight from Trump's Middle Eastern escapades. The news cycle, already saturated with high-stakes international drama, was about to be upended by an unexpected maritime mishap. In a scene seemingly ripped from the pages of a Hollywood disaster movie, a Mexican Navy ship, on a goodwill tour of all things, collided with New York City's iconic Brooklyn Bridge. The ship, which was supposed to symbolize international friendship and cooperation, instead became the centerpiece of a dramatic and chaotic event. The collision, a bizarre and unexpected turn of events, instantly dominated news cycles. Reporters scrambled to the scene, and live coverage of the accident began to flood television screens and social media feeds. The sheer unexpectedness of the incident made it all the more compelling for viewers. Images of the mangled ship, juxtaposed against the damaged bridge, became ubiquitous, pushing aside coverage of Trump's handshakes and investment deals. The visual impact of the collision was undeniable, capturing the public's imagination and drawing attention away from other pressing issues. The incident, while tragic, had an almost comical quality to it, a sort of you-can't-make-this-stuff-up moment that left people scratching their heads in disbelief. It was the kind of story that seemed too strange to be true, yet there it was, unfolding in real time. The timing, of course, couldn't have been worse for Trump. Just as he was trying to solidify his image on the global stage, this bizarre incident diverted attention away from his efforts. It was a stark reminder of how quickly the focus of the media can shift. Just as he was basking in the glow of international attention, albeit not all of it positive, this bizarre maritime mishap stole his thunder. The media, always hungry for the next big story, quickly pivoted to cover the unfolding drama in New York. It was a stark reminder that no matter how hard one tries to control the narrative, the world has a funny way of throwing curveballs when you least expect it. The collision served as a potent example of how unpredictable events can disrupt even the most carefully planned media strategies. While the collision had no direct bearing on Trump's Middle Eastern tour, it served as a potent distraction, shifting public attention away from his diplomatic overtures and back to domestic matters. The incident highlighted the fragility of media focus and how easily it can be swayed by unexpected events. It was a reminder that even in the age of 24/7 news cycles and social media frenzy, real-life events still have the power to disrupt even the most carefully orchestrated media blitzes. The Mexican Navy mishap was a perfect example of how reality can intrude on the best-laid plans, leaving everyone scrambling to make sense of the chaos. Section 5. Gaza in flames. Humanitarian crisis grips the world's attention. As if a rogue Mexican Navy ship wasn't enough to derail Trump's moment in the sun, a humanitarian crisis of immense proportions erupted in Gaza, capturing the world's attention and overshadowing other global events. This crisis further diverted international attention away from Trump's Middle Eastern tour, which was meant to be a significant diplomatic endeavor. The long-standing conflict between Israel and Palestine, a powder keg perpetually on the verge of exploding, reignited with a ferocity that shocked even seasoned observers. The intensity of the clashes was unprecedented, leaving many to wonder about the future of the region. The images coming out of Gaza were nothing short of heart-wrenching. Buildings reduced to rubble, hospitals overwhelmed with casualties, and innocent civilians, including children, caught in the crossfire. The sheer scale of the destruction and human suffering was unimaginable. The human toll of the conflict, a stark reminder of the human cost of political impasse, dominated news coverage, pushing Trump's diplomatic maneuvers to the back burner. the media's focus shifted almost entirely to the unfolding tragedy in Gaza. The timing of the Gaza crisis, coinciding with Trump's Middle East trip, put the former president in an awkward position. Here he was, trying to broker peace and stability in one part of the region, while a full-blown crisis raged in another. It highlighted the complexities of the Middle East, a region where even the best-laid plans often go awry, and where unintended consequences lurk around every corner. The Gaza crisis served as a stark counterpoint to the carefully curated optics of Trump's Saudi Arabian visit. While Trump was busy clinking glasses with dignitaries and celebrating investment deals, the people of Gaza were facing a humanitarian catastrophe. It was a reminder that the real world, with all its complexities and tragedies, often intrudes upon even the most meticulously planned political theater. The juxtaposition of Trump's diplomatic efforts and the Gaza crisis underscored the unpredictable nature of international politics. It also highlighted the urgent need for a lasting solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a challenge that has eluded world leaders for decades. As the world watched the events unfold, the hope for peace seemed more distant than ever, yet the necessity for it became even more apparent. The Gaza crisis was a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the devastating impact of conflict on innocent lives. The world was left grappling with the harsh realities of the situation, as leaders and citizens alike sought answers and solutions. The contrast between the celebrations in Saudi Arabia and the suffering in Gaza could not have been more stark. It was a poignant reminder of the ongoing struggles faced by many in the region, and the urgent need for compassionate and effective leadership. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza was not just a regional issue, but a global one, demanding the attention and action of the international community. As the world watched, the hope for a resolution seemed both urgent and elusive, a testament to the complexities of global politics. The Gaza crisis served as a powerful reminder that in the world of politics, the real world often intrudes upon even the most meticulously planned political theater.